Welcome to some One Piece action. We got a bit of a treat for y'all today. It is Iceberg, a deck that I don't know, can we say like religiously? We always come back to this deck and try to see if we can work him into the format because he always has some sort of shenanigans. Well, when he first came out, it was difficult. It was a chore, but we definitely made something. And then the EBO cards, oh man, definitely helped. And I was surprised he didn't really have a footing in the meta, but things happen. And I felt like we made a strong deck. So it's like, okay, let's see if we can do it again. So here we are with Iceberg. Not too sure on what to do next, but I say that because it's not like what am I trying to say? I can't say immediately what I know because sometimes I'd be like, yeah, I'm taking this out and I'm gonna take that out. I don't know. I don't put it in, but I know what I'm taking out. I don't know what I'm taking out. Not yet. Not yet. But felt like we did a relatively decent job. Allowing the leader to be more aggressive. So the special thing about Iceberg, especially when you hit your 10 Dawn state, I think purple decks is all about the 10 Dawn state. So it's like, let's ramp there and then see what advantages we can take, except for Magellan. Magellan is just, I'm supposed to get an extra benefit when I Dawn minus. But all in all, how abusive can we get at the 10 Dawn state? So essentially, we can get to 10 Dawn. We could play big bodies and another body. So it's like everything has a double summon. Kinda. No matter how much Dawn you eat up, you can always play a 5-drop as long as you have 1 Dawn left. Not saying you want to play on the brink of 0, but that's the little specialty to Iceberg. So that we did have some theories. There is a design that I scrapped, but essentially it was using Kaido Lin and using Tombstone, I think his name is. But being able to blow up the board, and then when you're gaining Dawn, you can cheat the 5-drop out. So it's not like you have to only play a 2-drop next turn or a 1-drop next turn. You could just dead play a 5-drop. If you got stage in play, you're really pushing the board. If you blow up the board when you have that Whitebeard event, I'm about to talk about it in a second. If you blow up the board while having a tombstone, guess what? You actually ramp, So, yeah, I felt like he can exploit Kaido Lin. So I think there's a build for an Iceberg Kaido Lin deck. So maybe somebody out there can do something with it. But this one is just trying to be aggressive. Yeah, ultimately, being able to hit big drops and take advantage because we can relatively push the board. Is like, yeah, we got a leader who can't attack, but every big drop we drop can have a 5-drop right behind it. So it's like everything has a double summon in a late game. You can think of it that way. 6K is weaker than 7K thanks to Yasop's ability. Whitebeard was 7K. And so freeing. One of the weaknesses to Iceberg was lack of draw. So this 9-drop Luffy is just so wonderful for Iceberg. So that event card, I was like, Whitebeard draws his life anyway. So I was debating. I'm like, so in theory, it's like if you play that event, it's like you're playing defense. Because now, instead of you just freely losing a life, that life could be there to help protect you from an attack. Okay. He can't punch over the Luffy. Nothing he develops is going to let him, essentially punch over the Luffy. He can't, the thing is, he can't play Ace and Ben Beckman, obviously, right? Not enough Dawn for a play like that. If he plays Ace, we had enough to protect, because our Luffy's 10K, so, no, Ace minuses by 3. Yeah, he could have tried, but if we were able to counter out, essentially, then, yeah, he would have been in extreme trouble, so I get it. His best play was dropping Ace and hoping he could punch over a Luffy, So I understand. If he couldn't punch over Luffy, he needed to get both the Luffys off the board, but if he couldn't punch over the Luffy, then it was over. So I understand why he quit. Okay, that's besides the point. Going back to that event. So you play the event, It stops you from drawing your life, and now that allows the opponent to just attack you, and instead of discarding a card to protect yourself, you can just take the life that you would have drew. So I feel like in theory that's a 1-card discard. You get it? I don't know, maybe I'm reaching, but that's how I view it. You know, you keep the life there, so it actually could protect you instead of you drawing it, and you chuck the event because it's a 1-card discard type of option. This is relatively interesting. Okay, we got our 5-drop. We got 3 9-drop Luffys. So this is going to be trouble for our opponent. I don't care. Right? We develop our pudding, so that way we ultimately can just stay hyper down efficient. Like once we get the stage card, we don't really have to worry. And since we got Pepe Le Pew in play, that's what we like to call him, we're going to be able to ramp. So everything right now is just extremely darn effective. We didn't need to load up because Queen... No. Yeah. I was like, Queen likes to take life and chuck cards so he can be in his threshold, but he also needs an 8-drop on the board. So maybe it's a little bit surprising that Queen did not try to discard out. But Queen decks are notorious for playing no counter cards, like counterless cards. We'll let that go because he's swinging heavy and we don't have enough to protect it. Yeah, Queen needs a game state. That's the biggest hurdle to Queen. It is such a, like, you could almost say hyper specific game state. It just gets really tough. It can get really tough for Queen just to get into the position that he wants to get into, and then start playing effectively. But once Queen can get there and just constantly gaining life and all these tanky characters on board, it's a different game you're talking. But yeah, it's a setup that you basically can't play One Piece until you can start pitting 8 Don. Most decks are designed that way. So I don't know what the secret might be, but it's like you can't play One Piece until you reach a certain game state. But Queen is a deck I want to work on. I only have like one idea for Queen. That's it. But nonetheless, I want to see if I can crack that code. And blue, yellow, ace. That is also a crazy code to try to crack. Yeah, I don't know what much they can do, especially if we are annoying. If we rest their what's they call it, their Blackbeard and swing on it again, that would be funny. Oh, they just did that. Well, we got 2 more in our hand, luckily. Yeah, that's free. That's okay. It's funny because I think at this point in the game we don't need pudding because we can afford to eat 3 Don. But with pudding on the board, we can technically now afford to eat 4 Don. Go for the play. Ooh, got another Galila. Any luck we're going to cheat out a Khalifa so we can just discard it? Interesting. They are deciding because maybe they're thinking of a way to protect Blackbeard. I don't know. I would say a Luffy attack will probably be the best option. Ooh, that's hilarious. Attack that. Do you want to protect it? Because if you do, Luffy... Ooh, aggressive. I agree. Luffy's taking that last life no matter what. Wow, don't tell me you got nothing but bricks in your hand. That's crazy. Yeah, it's like nothing in the trash. Yeah, let's develop that. Now we can attack and cycle out that stage and see some more cards. We could potentially do a draw 3. We could potentially draw 3 next turn. There it goes. The first big body. Are we gonna apply some sort of pressure? I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with just playing another Luffy and then Don X attack, you know, draw 2, blah blah blah. I would go Luffy over Big Mom. Big Mom got no target. Here we go. Draw. Oh yeah, pudding again. Yeah, but I'll go for the pressure. I'll put that Don. Swing. Let's get the stage out the hand. Get that stage out the hand. Okay. We have a handful of counter power, except for Big Mom. Ooh. Wow, you got a beige trigger. We got all these life cards. And it's funny because Kaku's basically a counter to yellow in general. The banish is countering yellow, so that's a great thing for us. Yeah, Queen is in a very bad game state. But as you can see, I mean, maybe Purple in general loves big dropping since they ramped their way to the 10 Don state, you know? For some reason, a lot of Purple decks don't flow the way they need to flow, you know? Hopefully, Bandai can kind of figure it out. Because come on now. The only reason why Purple Luffy is doing great is because he's fast. That's it. It's like the fastest Purple deck in the game. But every other Purple deck is suspect, you can say. And I say that in the context of it's unnecessarily complicated to figure them out if they even have an option to be competitive. If it wasn't for the fact that this is a deck that I've freaking worked on since day 1 of release, you know, I wouldn't have a general idea of how it's supposed to operate or like the effective way to make it operate. I knew once that this Luffy came out, Big Mom too, but I knew once this Luffy came out, that draw, it was a weird trifecta of issues. It was the Don issues, it was hand issues, and it was ratio issues. That was the 3 issues with Iceberg. I was like, okay. I was like, oh, Dad, we're about to drop a bunch of cards to protect it. So those were the 3 main issues, because once you start adding a bunch of cards to help the Iceberg deck, you realize, wow, I don't have enough Gali Law cards to make this leader ability consistent. Ooh, you're gonna have to your whole hand. Oh, there it goes. Bricks, 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 bricks. The curse of playing. It's just a curse. When you're playing Queen, it's just a curse. I actually don't know if this is the same Queen player, but we bumped into another Queen. So it could be a rematch. Who knows? So yeah, those early endeavors of working with Iceberg, it was like, he was hyper ratio. It was like hyper ratio. It was, you needed cards in your hand because as you're pushing the board, you're quickly out of cards. You can't defend, you know, all that stuff. It was obnoxious and annoying. So you needed draw. So you added elements of draw. You might have a blocker, an extra blocker in there. And then it's like, well, you also eat up Don like nobody's business. So people are adding all these ramp cards, you know, so they can maintain their Don. And then it's like the deck had no real boss monster. So it's like, okay, use this boss monster, use that boss monster, really trying to figure it out. And I feel like Kaido's a bad boss monster in the context of he's, I guess he leans on the win more aspect, because most of the times I always see him hurting the deck rather than helping the deck. Any deck, any purple deck, I always see him hurting the purple deck instead of helping the purple deck. Because eating up all that Don always like set a player back so far that it's like, okay, you might actually lose. It's nuts. So if you're in a very winning position, that which is also the benefit of Purple Luffy ramping so fast, it's like, oh look, I could just drop Kaido now, and then, you know, kind of, now we're even, relatively even in Dawn, and I can just get myself back to the needed game state. But anyway, talking about generically, yeah, so playing him in Iceberg, then trying to put a bunch of ramp cards, right? And then you still had to open with Galila, so that was a necessity. So trying to figure all these things out was obnoxious. And then your hand's too thin, so now you got to draw. So it's like, wait a minute, let's just not play Kaido and play Luffy. Big Mom was already an idea, because you gain a life and that life can go to hand. So it helps in that context. It helps moving something off their board, So she's a extremely solid, well-rounded card in my opinion, the purple Big Mom. Now Luffy, splash in every deck. Every deck in any deck that's purple, you don't have to worry about it. You can rush 10k. I could punch something in the face mad hard, and now it's off the board. So that's board removal in a certain context. Pop one Don and I get to draw. I get rush and I get to draw. So I was like, wait a minute. This helps Iceberg tremendously. Helps him become more offensive, and it helps recover his hand, since it's hard for him to keep up with his hand. So I thought it was the perfect card, and I'm like, okay, we can afford to make this a little top heavy, because they got all these pieces that help with Don. We got Kid, we got Pudding, we got Galila. We're gonna be alright, because you only need one of those cards, respectfully, to just sit on the board. And as the game goes on, you're gonna be able to draw into another one anyway. And then we got Khalifa. If we happen to use it helps us draw, And then you got the 5-drop Khalifa that helps us recycle stuff. So you don't have to worry about being short cards, because you could just get them back from the trash. It's just great. It's just great. So it could be tricky, because like I said, it was he had too many problems, and trying to find the perfect ratio to fix and handle all the problems. Now purple got better entirely. Purple has gotten better entirely. Still, yeah, you can argue it's still not where it needs to be, but check that stage. And look, now we got another purple Luffy to just help us draw a card and punch something in the face. And then look, it's just so wonderful. It's just like busted. See, as long as we keep our hand up, as long as we keep our... Oh, we don't got a stage in play. But we do got the 2 characters. But I just realized that we don't have a stage in play. Kind of crazy. But yeah, we reached 10 Don state, right? We got 2 characters to help us refund Don, since we're only eating like 1 at a time. This is wonderful. Can we save that? Are we saving that? Okay, that was hefty. Do we have Bluno anywhere? I don't think I've seen him. Oh no, he's in our hand. He can actually get the Rob Lucci back. Yeah, so we're in a great position. But you see how our hand size, Pudding will make us cry a little bit. But yeah, there's just so much available now to help Iceberg. We got the Don control, we got the hand control, and the combination of both, it's allowing us to have our board looking good and healthy. Just making a decision. Grant ourselves a life. Putting it at the top. Interesting. Oh, we get 2 Don back. One of them is active. That's also interesting. Yes, let us see some more cards. Just get that off the board, huh? Oh, probably gonna check the Galila. Yep. That's weird. You got all those life cards. Why would you counter out? You need to start seeing something. You need to, whether it's trigger summons, something. I don't know. I mean, that's also, I don't know the deck. I don't know their build. Ooh. I wonder if they just got lucky with that, or if they set that up. I was doing so much talking. I'm not even too sure if they. Oh, they did have a. I think I saw an X-Drake once upon a time. But all in all, very strong play. Lots of life cards on the board. Any here we go. Attack. I wish we could have probably been slightly more efficient, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, we technically don't need the searcher no more. I mean, how aggressive would we like to get right now? I'm thinking we're probably waiting for an attack and then use the Luffy next turn to counter. Do we want to not attack, keep all our cards active? I guess there's also a debate because we play Blue No to summon something, yada yada. Oh no, we're going for it. Cancel. Alright, just putting the pressure on. Oh, okay, so we're still going for the Blue No. Ooh, the Kaku. I mean, they're gonna attack it, so. Oh, what the heck? I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. I didn't expect that at all. Okay, so they could either really put pressure on our life, or they could just go for our board. But it does seem like they're in a position where they need to attack our board. So it has to be a trigger. You should, I can't see you playing that for no reason. But now, if you can't stop our Kaku swing, then yeah, it would all be for no reason. Ooh, and then if you use your Queen ability, that's right. Well, that might be their plan. They're gonna put a life on top with Queen's ability and let us banish that one. Oh, they're going for the Khalifa. Just because it's easier. Makes sense. Yeah, that's a lot. That's only to ramp. Yeah, we got plenty of Dawn at this point. Oh wow, another Luffy. Are we gonna develop first, then play? Probably a block. I can't see them having counter. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. They let it go. We didn't need to put a Dawn on that. Or maybe we did. Maybe it's mind games on the Queen player's end. I mean, it seems like you're gonna have to block. Yeah. And then we probably shouldn't attack with Kaku. Probably should just leave him like that and just brace ourselves for the counterattack. Oh, we're just going for it. Okay. Oh, we hit a blocker. Man, that's something he definitely would have wanted to see. Yeah, either we develop that or... Okay. So we're going to be able to continue cycling cards. See, you only need one of these characters, especially at the 10 down stage. The stage helps you ramp, like to kind of push you to 10 quickly, even though you'll probably prioritize the board development over just going to 10 fast. But ooh, they got rid of that. Big swing. Oh, they want the they want the Kako off the board, which is completely understandable. Yeah, at this point, you could chuck it. They haven't gotten rid of the one on the... Oh, you're like, F that. I don't want to take no chances. Yeah, kid is giving you lots of value. I mean, you could develop the Luffy, though. Yeah, develop the Luffy. Now you have the Rested Dawn to take it, you know, proper advantage. Use effect. Another blocker. Now, this would be the thing that they use, I believe, Hiyori. This would be the card that they use, the Hiyori. Just in case if it's one of those KO 5 drops. Oh, this might give us game. Oh, of course. Yeah, we have no more attacks after this. Okay, it looks like we can summon. Are we just gonna add counter power to our hand? Yeah. That's it. Yeah, there's nothing this queen player can do. Oh, well, they could play a blocker. Play a blocker, add a life. So that's 2. So 3 attacks. We need to get 3 attacks through. It's almost like it's never over till it's over. But respectfully, their resources are so thin. It's over. We can safely say it's over. Oh, they quit. Well, G.